Jonathan, this week TSN revealed its all-time Montreal Canadiens team. I know you grew up a big Habs fan. Did you have a favorite player?
Habs fan. Growing up, I mean, I have some players that I really like, but I kind of didn't have the chance to really, watch them. But I've watched lately. I mean, in Montreal, they've been playing all the Montreal games. So the 1993. I mean, Patrick Roy. When I remember, I mean, I don't remember because I was born that year, but just looking at them, I think you can see that the hockey changed so much. But the player I really liked. Um, like going back, I think G. Lafleur was like, one of the good player that I really like, watching the replay of the games, and that'd probably be the player that I like the most to watch.
What stands out the most about him?
I mean, think is I remember he was just coming in the blue line and take a slap shot, and the goalie wouldn't, at that time wouldn't couldn't stop it. So I think his shot was like really powerful, and his speed.
So you're home in Quebec right now?
Yep.
What's your day-to-day life look like right now?
I try to get up as early as I can, and I mean, I work out. I work out on with my trainer on FaceTime, and try to do an hour workout, and after try to go for a walk. Obviously, play video games a little bit, and I mean that's about it. I think he can't really do much. I think I try to stay active, even if we have to, stay home and try to go for a walk, get some fresh air.
How are you feeling about the potential of the season returning? Obviously, things are still tough in Quebec and in other places. Are you optimistic? Are you pessimistic? Do you just not know now? Like, what's your feeling when it comes to resuming this season?
I think we got to stay positive. We're optimistic. I mean, my mindset is that we're going to play. I think you got to tell yourself that to make sure you're mentally ready and physically, try to stay in shape. So whenever we're ready, obviously we're gonna have some. If we come back, we're gonna have some time to get back to come back into game shape. But obviously, I think we don't know what's gonna happen, but there's a lot of plan on the table. Is just to know if we're gonna be able to do it or not.
One of the plans is to have all the teams separate into different hubs, maybe 4 different cities. But if you go all the way, you could be away from home for a long time. Do you think that that's a reasonable kind of scenario to look at?
Obviously, it's not the way we imagine it would be, but I mean, if it's the only way that we can finish the season, I think we just got to do it. And I mean, it's a chance to get a award the Stanley Cup, and that's what we work for. The whole year training camp. So I think that's what we got to do. We're probably gonna do it.
All right, I mentioned the TSN unveiled its All Canadians team. If there was an All Panthers team, you'd probably already be on it because you became the franchise leader in scoring this season. What do you enjoy about playing in South Florida?
I mean, obviously, enjoy a lot of stuff. I mean, the weather, obviously, it's a big thing. I mean, I like all my cars. I got them convertible, so I like to go top down to the game or practice, and see you can on a day off. I think there's a lot of things to do. I mean, go on a beach or relax at home by the pool. So I think the weather is a big factor, and obviously, like I said, I think it's when it's sunny and it's nice out. You go to the rink, you get a different mindset, and just to bring a winning team there. That's what we're gonna do. And this year, why not? We can get into the playoffs and do some damage.
And the more you guys win, more fans will come. I know the attendance hasn't been where everyone would want it to be yet. As a player, does that impact you? Do you have to rev yourself up some nights?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think it's different, but I think we just we go there, we go play, and I think it doesn't matter where. I think you just go out there and play your game and be the best as you can.
TSN's been busy. We also are projecting the next Team Canada at the Olympics in 2022 if NHL is there, and our Craig Button has you on the team and on the top line with Connor McDavid and Nathan MacKinnon. How do you think you'd fit in with those guys?
Yeah, I mean that's pretty flattering. I saw the list, a little surprised, but I mean I don't know if I can follow these guys. They're might be too fast for me, but no, I mean, obviously it's two one of the two best player in the league, and so I think it's really flattering. I hope that would be great to play in Canada. That would be my dream, and I think why not? I think 222 if we can go. I think that would be my year that I have a chance.
Is the Olympics something that you've dreamed about coming up for a long time? I know you're on a couple World Juniors teams, and I know how much international hockey means to you, but how much is the Olympics on your radar?
Yeah, obviously it's like you said, World Junior. You start there, and after the Olympics, that's the biggest thing, and you go there, and it's not only like hockey. There's every sports, and it's just great. I think they parade everything about it. It's great. I always watch, and didn't get a result World Junior I want to, so I think going to the Olympics would be the greatest thing and get a gold medal.
Obviously, the fact that you're in the discussion and that you're being held in high esteem is a signal of how far you've come in your career. Where do you think you've grown the most as a player the last couple of seasons here? Because you've certainly elevated.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's confidence and consistency. I think that was a big thing, and I think that I've been better, more consistent than the other years. But I'm happy with my career right now where it's been. I mean, I always went up in points, and I think I elevated my game every year. And that's what I want to do. I mean, I'm not satisfied. I want to be better, and that's what I work every summer to come back and be a better player year every year.
You made it to your first NHL AllStar Game this season. What was your top moment and memory from that?
Um, Obviously, just being with the guys. I think it's and your family. You can enjoy. Everybody's more relaxed, and you're playing 3-on-3. I really like the format, and that was fun. I think at the end too. In the final, the guys try to win. They try to be. It's for fun, but I mean, at some point, guys get the competitive, and it was just great to see some guys and meet some guys that you don't have the chance to talk to.
Who is someone you met that you didn't really know before, and that meeting kind of stood out?
Obviously, but Pasternak, I mean, was our captain, and I was sitting beside him. So obviously, you talk a little bit more. But I mean, Shea Weber, there's a lot of guys in my team I didn't have the chance to talk to, and obviously, look up to Shea Weber. He's been in the league for a lot of years and played Montreal. So, talk to them and trying to say, maybe next time don't cross check me in front of the net. So,
What's a cross check from Shea Weber feel like?
well, it's not great. Got a couple, but I mean that's his game, and I was just kidding. I mean, obviously it's you play solid, and he's a solid defenseman, but that was just you try to become a little bit more friends.
Pasternak seems like a really funny guy. What was he like?
Yeah, it was funny. I think he had a good attitude. I mean, why not? He's one of the best players in the league too. He's had a great season, so he's so good. I mean, skills wise, he's unbelievable, and he was a good guy.
Speaking of funny guys, the NHL PA poll of players had Keith Yandle as the funniest guy in the league. Do you have a funny story from him, or a prank, or a joke that you can tell us?
It's a good question. I mean, he's just funny. I think he's been pranking Uyghur in our team. Like he makes his friends call him that. I think he was at his house and he was saying that the roof needed to be repaired because Uyghur was leasing that place, and he was like, yeah, my uncle's gonna come to stay for 2 or 3 days at the house and kind of messing around, and Uyghur said, yeah, sure, like come. And it was all like these kind of jokes that Keith likes to go, and it's funny. I mean, he's the funniest guy I ever meet. I feel like in the dressing room and kind of loosen up the guys, and it's great to have him around.
Did he ever prank you?
I probably did. I mean, small stuff. Sometimes you can't believe everything he says because he tries to get you, but he's a great guy, and it's great to have him.
He's also the current NHL Ironman, 866 consecutive games played. What stands out about the way he carries himself?
Yeah, I mean it's pretty impressive. I mean, so many games, and gets fortunate, that doesn't get a lot of injury. If he, gets sick, doesn't get sick. I mean, sometimes you're just going to miss a game, but he doesn't. He just works hard, he's a guy that wants to be in every night. And I think he just showed himself, he's a guy that wants to win too. So.
What did you learn about new coach Joel Quenneville this season that you did not know before?
I mean, he likes to win. Obviously, he's been in, won a lot of cups and stuff. But I mean, I didn't know it. He's an intense coach, and he gets really intense behind the bench. And it's cool to see. And sometimes he can be funny at a time. And he's he's a guy that demands hard work from all his players. And I think you got to earn your ice time with him. That's how it works in hockey, and that was good that you brought that to Florida.
Does he have a message for you during this pause or for the team?
Obviously, to kind of keep your mindset, positive, that we can come back. And, I talked to him twice, and obviously, we don't know what's going to happen. So it's tough to say, but I mean, obviously he wants us, he thinks we're in a good position, and, we're only 2-3 points out, and we got a lot of games left. So whatever happened, we got to come back and, make a surprise. I think everybody's stuff is going to be different for every team, but I think us, we're in it. So if we come back, we just got to be ready.
You guys had won 6 straight games going into the All-Star break, and then you struggled out of it. What happened at that moment in the season?
Yeah, I think I feel like every time we get a break, it's when we're rolling. And All-Star break, you said we won 6, and after that, I don't know what happened. I mean, I wish I could tell you, but we weren't playing the same hockey we did before All-Star game, and right before that break, the virus, and we won 2 in a row. We were feeling good about ourselves, and now another break in. So I mean, we're kind of unfortunate, but that's we just gotta. That's why when we come back, we have a lot of games left, and we just gotta win them all.
You had one of those games left was against the Leafs, the team that you were chasing at least when it comes to third in the Atlantic. How did you feel like you guys matched up against them? You had won 2 of the previous 3 this season.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like all our matchups really offensive, and I think we gotta tighten up defensively a little bit, because we know they're a really good team. I mean, offensively, it's crazy, and I think we'd try to manage. Obviously, the first 2 lines. I think they're really good, and I mean the matchup's been good. I think every game was exciting because we were close in the standing, and I think it went back and forth. So I think that the last game would have been fun.
Speaking of Aaron Ekblad, one of our last trips to Florida before the break, and he said no one passes the puck like you do in the NHL. I'm curious, who are the guys, the playmakers in the NHL that you admire?
I mean, there's a lot of guys. I think, let's see, who passes the puck. I mean, Marchand is a pretty good vision. I feel like, he's the guy that makes some crazy pass. That line's really good. And I think there's a lot of Kevin Hayes too. Is a great passer, great vision too. I would say these guys. I mean, it's tough to say now, but there's a lot of good guys that has vision. Obviously, that's been my strength my whole life. So I'll try to bring it in the NHL.
Yeah, Aaron was saying you're so patient. Do you think that patience has developed over as your confidence has risen with how you handle the puck in the NHL?
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. I think when you're playing your best hockey, you have everything going, and obviously my vision, I never want to lose that. And I think that's I'm patient, sometimes too patient, but it's not because I'm patient in life. But on the ice, it's it's just been like you said, strength and confidence goes with it all for sure.
You need patience at this moment in time, I tell you that. So I do appreciate you taking the time and answering all my questions. Always a pleasure to talk, Jonathan. Be safe, and I hope to see you at a rink soon.
Thank you. Pleasure to talk to you, Mark.